Good evening everyone, AnthWolf here streaming live on Twitch, and once again the game of choice is even more Final Fantasy XIV. Right, let us continue. Took a small break just a couple of hours ago, just cause I needed one. Need to grab something for tea, and we're finally back now, answering the call from General Rauban. Well, is he still a general? These things are up in the air. But we rescued him from the Colosseum, and now he believes he has a lead on an investigation where the Sultana happens to be. We recently got some of our level 60 gear. Which is awesome. So when Sir Emmerich's armor there. Yeah, what we want to do is try and gain some rarer armor sets once we get further into the Heavensward expansion, but this will do for now. I wouldn't mind trying to dye our chocobo and then putting some unique barding on it. Azrael Deathbringer. I thought I'd seen that name around at some point, so I was like, have I seen you around a game when I've been playing? Maybe.
Thank you for coming.
No thanks are necessary, General. I trust your recuperation continues apace.
I cannot complain. Thanks to Higiri and her ministrations, I've regained much of the strength I lost during my imprisonment.
I gather you have made progress in the search for her grace.
Aye, some good fortune at last. A few days past, Ul'dah informed us that a sizable shipment of alchemical supplies had been delivered to the palace.
With Papa Shan's assistance, I set out to ascertain the source and nature of the shipment. My inquiries led me to Frondale's frontistery. There, I learned that an order had been placed for a curious substance designed to sustain patients trapped in death-like slumber. An invention of the former head alchemist, apparently.
A death-like slumber? This cannot be a coincidence.
It lends some weight to Ul'dah's claims, aye. Her grace is likely somewhere within the palace, abed but alive.
Before making any attempt to extricate the Sultana, however, it seemed prudent to learn what manner of substance was used to induce her torpor. To that end, I made inquiries as to the whereabouts of the one most like to have administered it. The lady-in-waiting, Meriel. We sent for you as soon as we learned of her location. All that remains is to apprehend the woman.
We shall find our cat's paw in the Silver Bazaar. But we must tread carefully. The market is not the bustling place it once was, and someone is sure to mark our coming. Should they inform the monetarists, we'll have a fight on our hands. We must be prepared for the worst, and being short an arm, I thought it wise to take another in its stead. What say you, Warrior of Light? Will you lend me yours? Then I pity the bastard that stands in our way. Come, my friend, for Nanamo, and for Ul'dah!
Ramban asked us if we would lend him his lend him our arm. I had a flashback to an old Oh, an old game. It's on Steam at the moment, I think, as well. Using one of the old, like, anime. I forgot what it's called. You can build your own games using tile sets, and it's available on Steam. But it was called The Witch's House. Anyhow, and there is a scene in the kitchen where there's kind of a spectre cooking a meal at the stove, and it asks you to lend it a hand, and it does, and it well, takes your limb in a more literal sense. Okay, so we'll pop over to Horizon. Actually, so maybe we can do while we're here. J still has more primals for us to face off against if we so desire. I mean, we could look at doing them at some point. It would be some of the extreme primals are a right pain in the fight. If we were chose to do all three, though, in a duty finder, we'd probably find a group a lot faster. Right, we'll get ourselves over to the Silver Bazaar. Hello, Kiki Poo. Oh. Seemingly she is around then. Kiki Poo, of course, is kind of the semi-like owner of the Silver Bazaar. Barely leaves her house, you say? Well, that's gonna be awkward for her.
You are Meriel, the Sultana's former lady-in-waiting?
I know no one of that name. Pray excuse me. General Alden!
This is not going to go well for you.
We will have the truth from you, girl.
Mayhap it would be better coming from me.
Last time you had a lot of guards.
Lorito, you'd best talk fast.
Yeah, I don't think you brought enough guards to stop Rarebound this time.
As you know, Teleji Adeleji's Cartano reclamation bill was no more than a facade. A means to get his grubby little hands on that Allagan monstrosity Omega. When he learned of Nanamo's intention to abdicate, however, he was forced to amend his plans. Suddenly, assassination seemed the most promising way to further his ambitions. I am told Teleji had discovered a maid in whose veins ran the blood of House Thorn. A new, more pliable puppet to sit the throne. 'Twould have caused an uproar, of course, but few could have contested her claim. 'Twas plain that Teleji's wild machinations had outgrown our ability to control them. So I decided to usurp his scheme and left the fool to seal his own demise.
And what of Nanamo?
Oh, I have no desire to harm her grace. 'Twould profit me little to destabilize our government. Thus did I employ young Mariel here to administer a potent sleeping potion in place of a poison. You should know, General, that your dear friend Ilberd was fully aware of my plan. I had him lie about the assassination as a means to prime your rage against Teleji. We weren't entirely sure how you would react, but things went rather better than expected.
You conniving little worm! You had your claws in the Crystal Braves before their first recruit had sworn to serve!
But of course, when a new game begins, 'tis only prudent to have a piece on the board. Ilberd was mine. Truth be told, a significant proportion of the Braves' initial endowment was also mine. With such large sums moving about, 'twas a rather trifling matter to disguise my own contribution. Ah, Ilberd. I secured his services with a promise to support his cause once my authority had been solidified. I swear, the man thinks of naught but prizing Alamigo from the grasp of the Empire. Unlike you, General, the poor fellow seems quite unable to forsake the land of his forefathers. Mayhap that's why he called you a traitor to your people and a disgrace to your homeland, amongst other things. What was it he always compared you to? Oh, yes, an overgrown lapdog begging for scraps at the Sultana's table. Oh, how we laughed. Alas, Ilberd's entertaining little outbursts eventually gave way to wearisome tirades, and the zealous brute became rather unruly. I had no wish to see you executed, you understand, but he would not take no for an answer. Rest assured, his employment with me has long since ended. Which brings us neatly to the present. What say you, General? Both you and the Sultana are alive. We have one corpse and one fugitive. And preparations have been made to restore your good name. Shall we cry quits and start again with a blank ledger?
The hells we will! Do you honestly expect me to forgive and forget? After all you've done? You're guilty of high treason!
Stay your blade, Master Alden. You yourself are not innocent. Or have you forgotten your own crime in executing Teledji Adeledji without trial? Though you acted out of loyalty to the Sultana, such deeds are in violation of both the word and spirit of the law. If you would, Lord Lolorito?
This potion will wake the Sultana from her slumber. Consider it a gesture of conciliation. You will find Her Grace resting comfortably within her private chambers. Should you doubt my word, I shall willingly accompany you to the palace as your hostage.
I like not your motives, Lolorito. But you saved the Sultana's life, and for that, you have my gratitude.
Rauban Aldin, you are hereby reinstated as General of the Immortal Flames. The citizens of Ul'dah shall once more be united under Nanamo Ul'Namo, and together we shall usher in a new age of prosperity.
Awakening in Ul'dah. Alphinaud would see this dark chapter in Uldah's history brought to a close. Speaking of... We'll come back. We need to go to the Immortal Flames at some point. To gain our next promotion, we need to do a special mission, I believe. And there's an officer there who would have word with us. Also, we have Jenlins there, ready for the new Paladin quests and new skills we could gain.
I was having the longest dream.
"'Tis time to wake up, Your Grace. Another day begins in Thanalan, and the sun blazes bright upon the sands. Her Grace is awoken. The palace physician assures me she is none the worse for her slumber. I believe Her Grace will soon resume her plans to place the government of Ul'dah into the hands of its citizens. Whatever path she chooses to take, I shall walk it with her. And we shall tread slowly, lest the nation be unsettled in our wake.
Her Grace's compassion is a shining beacon to us all. But what our city truly thrives upon is competition. 'Tis in the struggle against our rivals that opportunities are seized and fortunes made. And with the Empire on the offensive once more, now would hardly seem the time to turn our system of government upon its head.
Are you privy to new intelligence, my lord?
I would hardly call it new. Remind me, what was the name of that enormous Imperial warship which met its end in Mordona? Wait, I have it. The Agrius. Yes, well, 'twould appear that the Garleans have been hard at work on another such vessel.
How close are they to completing this ship? Is it operational?
Its maiden flight was a success, I hear. I should imagine Emperor Varys is eager to see how it performs in battle. My lords and lady, I move that it is time to repair the damage caused by Teleji Adeleji and prepare our great nation to repel the Empire once more.
"'Tis well that the Sultana has awoken. The Syndicate yet needs to put its house in order, but 'twould seem the worst of the confusion has passed. Ul'dah has taken control of its future, and I must do the same. I have decided to disband the Crystal Braves. Among the recruits, there were those who supported our Order's goals and convictions with all sincerity. 'Tis my hope that these loyal men and women will choose to remain our allies in the battles to come. As for those who sided with the traitor, Ilberd, they shall be hunted down and held to account for their crimes. It is my earnest hope that they will surrender themselves peaceably when the time comes, though I think it unlikely. Ah, my all-conquering Crystal Braves. The model army meant to pave the way for a single, unified Grand Company of Eorzea. That so high an ideal should be brought so low. I need not tell you how deeply the betrayal stung me. Yet I see now that it was mine own naivety and pride which allowed the Braves to fall prey to corruption. As ever, it is to your own shining example that I turn for inspiration. Like you, I mean to stand firm in the face of hardship, and give mine all for the cause. Let us resume the search for our missing comrades, that we might come together to shine the light of dawn across the realm once more. The role of Crystal Brave Commander suited me ill, and I shall play it no longer. Henceforth, I shall be no more or less than Alphino, proud member of the Scions.
A brave resolution. Alphino would know how things stand in the Rising Stones. So while we're still waiting for the mana cutter of Sid Garland to be constructed, it's in others. While waiting for the mana cutter to be constructed, we will go tie up some loose ends. Well, Alphino's loose ends at least. Oh. Ryol survived. Destroyed the bar. How dare they? Hey, Hosan. Yida and Papalima's corpses were not found. Interesting. It's promising. That's the first we've heard of our fellow companions. Ooh, stuck in a chair. Ready to fly. Alvaro still has matters to attend to at the Rising Stones. Ooh. Now that we're level 60, if we are the adventurer in need, which is like the rarest class at the time of doing the quest, we will gain a cracked cluster, which you can exchange for tier 6 materia of your choice. Interesting. Very interesting. You do know that at some point we're going to be grinding a lot of the level 50, 60 and main scenario duty roulettes, right? Once we hit... I'll tell you the settlement's name. The settlement is called Idleshire, or Idleshire, whichever way you want to pronounce it. And we are going to need a lot of tomestones of poetics for our next amount of gear. Hello. What do you have for me? Right, nope. This is if we want to be a machinist or machinist. I was like, what do you have for me? Oh, of course, this is if you want to become a machinist, this is where you would be. Hey, Sid. Oh. Justinian came back and is looking for us. I know we're making him wait. And therefore still endangering all of Ishgard from Nidhogg's rage, but unless we can strike at the Aery, not much we could really do. Hello, Estinian. Yeah, we didn't tell Sir Emmerich what we were up to earlier. Since consorting with a dragon is heresy. And if he had got wind of it, he could have also been accused of being a heretic. Which we wouldn't exactly want for him. But it seems with our so-called peace with the dragons over, you know, we're just going to be striking at Nidhogg now. We may as well be truthful.
All stands ready, Lord Commander.
Ah, the moment has come then.
Pray excuse my lateness. I paid a brief visit to the workshop to inquire about the mana cutters. The engineers assure me that they're ready.
The Aery is now but a short flight away. Yet what a long and winding path we took to reach this point. Were it not for Master Alphinaud's proposal, we never would have attempted to parley with the dragons. Though our negotiations yielded little, our expedition with Lady Isar taught us much.
You took an unimaginable risk. I could scarce believe the tale Estinian told.
Aye. 'Tis true that many of our countrymen would sooner die than join hands with the heretic's mistress. But 'twas through that most unlikely of alliances that we came to speak with Hraesvelgr.
A conversation that went rather poorly, as I recall.
In this instance, the journey was more important than the destination. Had we not slain Nidhogg's consort, Tiaman, and put the Great Worm on his guard, the Dravanians would have arrived at Ishgard's walls long ago.
Aye, that they would. Full grateful am I for every hour of respite your actions have afforded us. Thanks to you, our defenses are much improved. 'Tis but a pity they won't be enough.
Thus, you believe an assault upon the Aery represents the city's best chance of survival. Is that not so, Estinian?
I am under no illusions. Nidhogg's might is legendary. But with his eye in my possession, I can stifle his strength at the source. Victory will be hard won, even so. And I shall be glad indeed to have the Warrior of Light at my side.
You shall have my blade as well. There are more of these mana cutters to be had, yes?
Lord Commander, no!
How can I, a proud knight of Ishgard, stand by and do naught while an outsider risks life and limb for our homeland? I swore an oath to protect this city.
Pray leave the slaying of dragons to dragoons, Sir Knight. Your duty to command the city's defense is no less vital. Should we fail, and Nidhogg slip through our grasp, who then will hold the walls against him? Will you leave Ishgard in the hands of the Holy Sea's zealots?
There are others.
Who but you has the authority and the standing to orchestrate a city-wide defense? I do not, and neither does the Warrior of Light. That is why it is our place to fight, and yours to remain here, Lord Commander. What? You too, Master Alphino? By the Fury! You have shown some promise, but this adversary is far beyond your skills.
Your candor is appreciated, Sir Dragoon. I shall remain then and cheer you from afar.
Well, my friend, would seem I have discouraged the last of the volunteers, and claimed the task as ours alone. But if any alive can best this worm, 'tis surely we too.
Here's a point. Into the Aery. Estinian is eager to set forth for the Aery. Why not? Oh, Crano lad, I've done this again! No, I don't want to be a machinist. Apologies. Here we go. Well, the moment is at hand indeed. The area is now accessible. Sensing the death of his consort, the wary Nidhogg has surrounded his lair with a wall of tempestuous winds. After calling upon the assistance of Sid and his ingenious engineers, however, you and Estinian are now ready to breach this howling barrier on the wings of his latest airship prototype, the Mana Cutter. Join the Azure Dragoon on this, the greatest of worm hunts, and mount a direct assault upon the Aery. Only with the death of Nidhogg can you ensure the preservation of Ishgard and bring an end to the Dragon Song War. "20-minute wait time. I see. Well, with that being the case, what else can we do? Let me just have a look into the future. I have that ability. Right. Okay. Oh, we can use this. No, we can't use this. Thank you. What is my level 60 character wearing? My level 60 paladin. Oh Christ. Make sure I'm still set up as a dragoon. That would go horribly wrong. Can I see display set? There you go. Okay. Oh, it's level 50 gear. Item level 60. Just me misreading it. Okay, we're just waiting for a healer. If we're lucky, we'll find a healer very quickly, but we may not be lucky. I'm kind of tempted to go get Gale Blog, but that would be a few hours. That's not a short mission chain. What else could we do? There's more Aether Currents in the Sea of Clouds we have yet to unlock. We have the Dravanian or Dravanian hinterlands we have yet to explore. And I forgot what the final area is called. I think I know where it is. I just forgot what its name is. We have 100 allowances for our levy quests. We really should maybe consider doing some other classes, like the gathering classes and such. Because then we could use our allowances to really like rapidly level up, say, gathering or crafting. But it's not interesting to watch, which is the problem. We could do Beast Tribe quests. of course. But if we want to dedicate some time to them, we could probably dedicate some time to them and make it its own stream, make it its own video. You know what? Let's go do the Immortal Flames hunting. That's a thing we can do. We'll need to do this to get a house eventually. So since we have to wait, this is actually a productive use of our time. So the halberdiers are likely to be over here. Yeah, I would like to get Gale Blog to maybe use it as the fashion Dragoon Lance. I think it is the same blade that Estinian has on his back, and it is the stereotypical Dragoon weapon. But there are different forms of it. They all look very similar. Some glow, some don't. There you go. Next we're going to... unless there's any others here... the Amalja armors in Zanrak. Okay, we'll head north then and deal with them as well. Oh. Ah, you're different. You're a different archer that I need. How curious. That is curious. Now, one particular Amalja was a different target than the rest. And here is the Aery. Okay, let us be on our way. Nope. The other DPS didn't want to come along, so we have just to wait a few more moments again. Let's wait for this archer to respawn, I suppose. Oh, invisible wall. Now the tank's decided to wait as well. Oh, we lost the tank and the healer. Well, that kinda sucks. Right, let's try this again. Awesome. Oh Christ, I haven't even looked up what the Aery's like. He is not pleased. Level 70 Summoner, level 70 Scholar, I think? So the first two bosses seem fairly straightforward. I haven't read about the final boss yet, though. Seems we're double pulling, which is risky, but is rewarding if it goes well. Okay, we're up to the first boss already. Fast paced there, but it all worked out. Ow. We took a little bit of a beating there, but that's fine. Hey, you're getting a die from some of these chests. That's interesting. No sign of Estinian. Seems he's being chased by Nidhogg. And I'm up to the second boss already. Dropping poison clouds onto the ground. Ooh, diseased us. Take a quick moment. So there is some mechanics, but it's fairly straightforward. I think. I hope. We'll find out. If I screw up, it's the healer whose job will be made harder. Kilt. Because why not? Oh yes, this area. Here we go. So Estinian is actively weakening Nidhogg using his own eye. And so it ends. Or maybe not. Nidhogg is fleeing. Hey, thank you for the player commendation. Oh, he's coming back.
No worm! This ends here! You gifted my people 1,000 years of suffering. Now I gift you an eternity in darkness.
They are ours, Lord Eldrath. The eyes of Nidhogg.
Aye. The worm lies broken and my father is avenged. With the wellspring of his vitality thus denied him, Nidhogg shall not linger long in this world.
This has happened before.
But behold the terrible price we have paid. My sire is dead. So many brother knights slain. We traded our honor for the strength which now courses in our veins. And still we are forced to make such sacrifice.
But not in vain, my lord. Hraesvelgr is the only great worm left in Dravania, and he dares not leave his lair. With Nidhogg's eyes in your possession, who now can challenge the might of Ishgard, ascend the throne, and take your rightful place as the ruler of our people?
Nay, my friend. I must forsake the mantle of king. Though Nidhogg be defeated, his wormling horde yet darkens the skies with wings beyond counting. As one who partook of Ratatoska's strength, it shall be my penance to bear a knight's arms until death grants me leave to retire. When that day comes, no prince shall perish, but a hell's-bound hunter of dragons.
But Lord Haldreth, what then shall become of the royal line?
Think of your people, my lord. Without a king, who will the common man turn to in his hour of need? How will he find his way without your benevolent hand to guide him?
I thank you, Sir Flavian and Sir Silvertrill, for dispelling my remaining doubts. With men of such wisdom and compassion in service to the realm, 'tis plain that Ishgard has no need of a king. But if you must bow to the demands of tradition, you need look no further than yourselves for one worthy to wear the crown. Fare thee well, my brother knights, my loyal friends. On these shoulders shall I bear the weight of my father's sins. With this lance shall I repay the debt accrued through our misdeeds.
What cruel jest has fate played upon us? Have we seized this desperate victory only to lose a king?
We can but act as our lord has bid. We few who remain must divide between us the rulership of Ishgard and her people.
Not I. My oath was to Lord Haldrath, and he alone. If he is not to be king, then I would hang up my shield as well.
Will you abandon us too, sir?
I would wash my hands of blood and betrayal, and take up an honest trade. Mayhap I shall serve ale instead of sharpened steel.
We four, then.
Forton, Hylanat, and 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 but 4 houses to rule all of Ishgard.
And what of the throne?
We keep it empty. Until the day a king rises once more, we must assume the role of stewards. We shall shape our nation anew with a history of our own making, and let the truth of this dark day die here, upon the battlefield.
What ails you, friend? Are you wounded? You have borne witness to history. To the culmination of the first battle with Nidhogg. The legend of Ishgard's founding tells that our ancestors were led to the land of Kurthus by the valiant King Thordan. In the midst of their journey, they came to a wide chasm, where they were set upon by a great worm, Nidhogg. A furious battle then ensued, with Thordan leading the van. Though the brave king was slain defending his people, his son, Ul'dah, the first Azure Dragoon, fought on undaunted. And with a mighty thrust of his lance, he gouged out Nidhogg's eye, forcing the wicked creature into retreat. Thus, did this eldritch orb become a sacred treasure of Ishgard, lending its power to every knight deemed worthy to bear the title of Azure Dragoon.
Wait, those eyes are different.
A rousing tale, is it not? Would that I could still believe it. But your vision, which we must accept as immutable truth, leaves no room for doubt, save on one point. If Ul'dah took both of Nidhogg's eyes, then how came this eye to be lodged in the worm's skull?
We know whose eye that is, don't we? There is another great worm missing an eye.
Beneath every answer we unearth, another question lies buried. Twas a fierce battle, but one I knew we would win. Your fame is well deserved, warrior of light. Full proud am I to have fought at your side. I would fain return with all swiftness to Ishgard to inform the Lord Commander of our triumph. But we must first have words with Hraesvelgr. There are parts of this tale that the worm has kept from us, and I would know wherefore.
He has the right of it. Have the mana cutter. The song begins. Estinia would know the origins of Nidhogg's mysterious eye. And we can now fly here in the churning mists, which is awesome. It makes life so much easier. Because we can unlock all these new places now. We can get this bonus experience just from walking around, or flying around. We should probably hold on to that though, since we can use this experience to level up another class maybe in the future. Didn't think about that till just now. Might as well hold off on it, since other classes would get double experience. What we could do... I wonder... Wait. Let me just try something out. Do I have an archer bow on my person? I do. I do not. Right. I need a bow. Damn it. I was going to switch over to an archer and just fly in to see if I'd get the same amount of experience. Because, as I say, it would be an easy way to level up some of our low-level classes. Interesting. It's a good idea, though. You can see there's, like, higher points to the tower as well here at Zenith. But now that we can fly, we can reach them. We couldn't reach them earlier.
You mean the moment I prized your eye from his head?
He didn't even thank his brother. So the question is, where is the second of Nidhogg's eyes?
It was yours. Your strength that sustained Nidhogg all these years.
Would that Huldreth had dealt the worm a killing blow.
And so you acquiesced. You surrendered your eye to Nidhogg, knowing full well the suffering he would inflict.
This one som anshin inkin in Ela. Ratan in E. Esklos Lisek A. Liz Esk and Gaan. I'm fire. Call Tomlos Ineskla. Kas Ehishiso Sekmon Inaan Srei Snowfall in Sif Ian.
I guess this would be a good place to take a break. Yeah, I think this is a good place to take a break. From at least the main storyline. Should we do something else before the end? No, you know what? We'll take a break there. When we come back, there is, well, we have uncovered some truths, revealed some secrets, but there is still always more situations that are going on. We've yet to really confront the Holy See in regards to the truths that have been revealed to us, since that could pretty much turn all of Ishgard against us, but I think we're getting closer to that point. And, well, something's gonna happen, one way or the other. Either way, this has been AnthWolf, streaming live on Twitch. I hope you've all enjoyed. I will get this exported over to YouTube for anyone who is following the series there. As always, if you are, feel free to comment if you so wish. And I'll see you for even more in the next video. Or the next stream for that matter as well. Until then, no. Bye bye now.